Hey, this is Sanka, everybody. Hope you guys are doing amazing. So today we're going to be talking about a potential way to make that mashallah money, or maybe not. So today we're going to talk about a really hot topic for the last few months. We're going to be talking about NFTs. So one, we're going to be talking about what are NFTs. Two, if it's permissible or not. And then three, what are the next steps and should we get involved and all that stuff. So let's get this thing started. Let's get this thing started. Okay, so NFTs and what they are and all that stuff is going to be explained through an actual article that was written from a intellect and scholar within this Islamic diaspora. So what I'm going to use here, you guys will see soon, is actually from a Muslim and a scholar. So you guys can get a direct answer type of thing. So we don't have to do like the whole technical aspect of it and then the Islamic perspective of it. We can just everything's in one place. So this is good. Okay, so what are NFTs? Let's get this thing started. NFTs are non-fungible tokens. They are described as a specific type of token with a unique that represents a unique asset. A fungible token is something that can be replaced or redone. For example, if you have a painting, somebody can see that painting, copy that painting, and then redo that painting. A non-fungible token or non-fungible asset is something that cannot be redone. So thus, making it one of a kind, one of a piece, and making it more valuable. And that's what really NFTs are. Now, as you can see, it says something that can be replaced by something similar, that is meaning of fungible. Something that's non-fungible is something that's non-replaceable. So here you can see that in essence, non-fungible tokens give a open door to a digitalized marketplace of different assets and data. Now, so far nothing about permissibility or not, but this is just talking about what NFTs are. And this kind of explains the details of where NFTs are made, what's the blockchains behind it, the details behind it, like using Ethereum as the form of holding this asset on. So, we can get into that detail later, but what's more important is the Fiqh perspective. So fungibles and non-fungible, there's this whole study about, fungible, which is called mithili, and then the non-fungibles, which are called kimi. And these assets do exist also in Islam, the concept of fungible, non-fungible. And now the direct fiqh of NFTs, not just fungible or not, but the fiqh of NFTs. So as you can see here, in principle, the permissibility or impermissibility of an NFT will rest upon the NFT, what the NFT is composed of. So what really is that NFT? What's being made there? What's being shown? What's being put out? What is the non-fungible? If the non-fungible is Sharia compliant in and on itself, assuming no other issues are found, the NFT would be considered compliant. So in essence, things, whatever this asset is that you're going to be putting onto this blockchain technology, onto Ethereum as a one-of-a-kind non-fungible token, that if in its characteristics in itself is something that's non-haram, and we're going to get into detail what's haram and not, and a little bit more details into it, but if it's not haram, it can be compliant. So the concept of NFT can be compliant. There's not an issue on that, because all it is you holding an asset on top of a blockchain, and now it really depends on what that asset is and what that thing is that you're holding onto this blockchain. And the concept of it cannot be replaced. It's a one of a kind, and all that stuff is totally fine. There's not an issue with that either. Now, for example, NFTs are used for a few different things. And before we get into the few different things, we have to think about what should be considered when we're investing in NFTs, creating these NFTs, or even getting involved with this. So number one, Malia, which is something which reasonable people have an inclination towards and is needed. So stuff that has a use behind it. Tawakkum, something which has lawful utility. That's obvious. I think this is common sense. Manfa'a muqsudah. In the discussion of service and jurists stipulate that the utility of something must be such that it's sensible, commonly sought after people, right? Something that has a form of utility, right? Yeah, so if, for example, if it's something that has a usability or utility, but the usability and utility is not permissible, then there's no point of getting into it, and that will not be allowed either. we already know about israf and wastefulness. It's not permissible. So all the people out there getting their Louis Vuittons and Gucci's and so this is for you guys. We can get that's a whole different conversation. Any potential, Sharia issues that could come up, and the impact of this investment. This is in every form of Islamic finance, investment, and trading. What impact does this have on society, on the greater good of society, and the ummah in general? If the ummah is not being benefited, or if people aren't being benefited from it, then it's something that you shouldn't get into. If people are being actually harmed by it, you should not be getting into it. What are NFTs used for? We got art, we got collectibles, we got in-game items such as your clothes and all that stuff, data and licensing, media, and then the ticketing system for like events and stuff like that. Now, I would recommend you can read all into details as to which parts and whatnot, but I will very quickly explain to you, for example, with arts, the only forms of arts that are allowed are for arts that are face making or fiction making or non-fiction making. The arts that are permissible are stuff like that is not copying the creation of Allah. So for example, like calligraphy, you can do making objective stuff, right? Like a bottle or something like that. So things that are not going to be contradicting the already preset rules of art in Islam. And I mean that you guys can do research on what in art is permissible and what is not permissible in art. Second, we were talking about collectibles. And in essence, collectibles are fine. But remember, we have to go on the concept of usability, concept of what value does it bring to society, and also if this collectible represents something halal or something non-halal, right? So you gotta kind of filter that through yourself. In-game items, I personally would maybe stay away from the entire gaming and entertainment industry. I mean, you can read this whole thing, stop and you can read this whole thing, and you can realize if it's the gaming stuff that you're interested in is permissible or not. But for me personally, I just try to stay away from gaming in general because one, I don't really see a high value return to society. Plus a lot of the gamings have a lot of dirty stuff in there that I just kind of stay away from in general. So especially in investments, if you want to play for fun and all that stuff, for example, you're playing soccer games and stuff like that, I mean, I personally think you're wasting time. So that's my opinion. But if you want, you can play video games like that, and then you can see if you can invest in stuff like that. Like you can get an NFT of that little soccer ball. Maybe it's an interesting thing to have. I don't know. Data and licensing. This is probably my favorite thing. As long as the data itself and the licensing itself is permissible, you're fine. If the data is about haram stuff, stay away from it. If the data is cool, it's good. This is probably less of something that you should be investing in, trading in. Probably something that's more B2B type of thing, more of a business usability to it. So that's another topic. Media, as long as the media is lawful, if it has music and all that stuff, kind of stay away from it. If it has permissible media like certain nasheeds, certain poetry, maybe permissible. So you can read about that. And then ticketing is ticketing. So just be careful you're not investing in any form of ticketing that is haram. So bad events and stuff like that. In essence, NFTs are permissible if it's done in the right way, and I've kind of explained to you guys what's the right way. Now, the concept of what is NFT as of right now, it's still a developing concept. It's still a subject that is getting a lot more information, a lot more traction right now. People are still doing a lot more research on it, and this video won't do justification to it. Neither will an article like this, as they themselves have agreed. An article like this does not do justification to the entire topic. Though, read this article. I'll link in the description below. You guys should be able to check it out and let me know about your own personal opinions. And see if it works for you. Now the concept of number 3 that I was telling you guys, what's the future? Now how can we get involved? I will tell you from my personal experience about NFTs is that you can get involved, but you got to keep in mind, nobody shares this, nobody talks about this. A lot of people just talking about that $50-60 million that they made, or $50,000-$60,000 that they made and on their one art piece. No one's talking about how many people have failed, how many people do not make it anywhere with NFTs, how many people have lost so much money with NFTs. There's something that's called a gas fee, there's a commission fee, there's also a percentage that you have to give back to the exchange that is putting your NFT on. So there's this whole thing behind it, right? So I would say anywhere on an average of currently maybe about $200 is your cost, or probably $200 to $250 US dollars is your cost to get an NFT actively on and then sold. And then if you sell for about above 250, then it's valuable to you. But think about it like this. Do you think what you're going to put up there is going to be more valuable than $300? If not, maybe it's not worth it for you. So I would recommend watch tutorials on NFTs and selling NFTs and buying NFTs, and also like making NFTs. Because so this is something I want to share with you guys, that be careful. I know if you're interested in making that $60 million piece of art and selling it, then just know this much, that you need to be prepared to lose it just in case it doesn't go to 60 million or 70 million. And remember, these are auctions, so you don't control necessarily the price in its full capacity. You can maybe put a certain amount in the beginning, but obviously it's going to be really dependent on the auction. So be careful about that. In essence, this is my humble opinion. This is my personal opinion on this, not a fatwa. I mean, I did read it off of a scholarly article. I will link this article. You guys can check it out, and give me your opinion on that, and let me know if you guys are getting involved, and let me know how that experience is going for you guys in the comments below. In the meantime, share this video with people who are interested in, and who are in the art industry, who are interested in NFTs and seeing what it's all about, and if they're Muslim, if it's halal or not, or if they're in any of the other industries like the media and all that XYZ. Share it with them, and comment, subscribe, like, hit that bell notification icon. Go follow me on my other social medias, TikTok. I'm usually giving really quick answers, good answers there. I'm having some amazing traction there. There's a lot of motivational stuff that is going up there also. So I know you guys don't want to miss that out. So inshallah, check that out also. And then follow me there for quick answers and stuff like that. And more one-on-one communication. Other than that, take care. Have an amazing day. Asalamu alaikum. Do subscribe, like, share, hit that bell icon for notifications. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram for more content. I'll be uploading more stuff in all of these social media websites. Thanks. Take care. Salam. Bye.